Hello students, this is Mr. Ngubo from Majuba College ITNB campus. Today I'm going to take you through our lesson number 1 for module 3 in Human Resource Management Farming and 6. Right, our topic is workforce motivation. And the chapter or the module we're going to cover, it's motivation introduction. We're going to use the textbooks, Farm Management, the publisher, it's JL and Schaik. And then please bring these resources, which is your textbook, your pen and paper, your facilitation summary by Mr. Ngubo. And then the pages will be 172 to 183. Lesson goals. Our topic is motivation introduction. We're going to look at the motivation of employees, motivation for farm employees, right? There are our learning outcomes to understand the importance of motivation, the different types of motivating employees, the methods of motivating employees in the workplace, to understand the expectation on motivation by the employees, the role of the farmer in motivating employees, and the factors of attitude approach towards motivating the farm employees. Right, workforce motivation, it's our module 3. So the first one will be motivating introduction. It's involves the energy within an individual to make an effort to do something. That is what we call motivation, right? Motivating of employees. Let's look at the importance of it, why it is important. It promotes the employees' performance. It promotes changes that may result in dissatisfaction. It recognizes that employees are unique persons. It helps employees to realize their goals. It helps different forms of personal thinking. It stimulates employees' personal growth, and it overcomes threat to satisfaction. So these are the importance of motivating employees in the workplace, right? Let's also look at the methods of influencing motivation to employees, right? Employees' remuneration, working conditions, benefits, training and development, employees' salary increase, employees' incentives, employees' bursary, employees' job security. This includes what you call the motivation inside an employee and the motivation that is coming from outside the employee. These are all in one group. Let's move forward. Now, let's look at the types of conditions of motivation that happens within the person. Right? The first one, we call it intrinsic motivation. The second one is extrinsic motivation, right? What is happening on the first one? It refers to the inside feeling of the self-fulfillment and employment that an individual employees gain from the job itself. So this one is inside within the individual, right? In most cases, you'll find this motivation, they are already there, built inside the person. It's always motivate a person. Let's look at the extrinsic motivation. It refers to outside employment or job itself that an individual employees gain from someone other than the individual concerned. So this one is coming from outside. We normally say this one is a day-to-day. It's something that motivates you every day, that gives you going. But these ones are already built on to you. Let's look at the methods of the ways of motivation in terms of the interest, something that is inside. You are getting paid at the end of the month, remuneration, working condition, job security, job itself, compulsory benefit. You know that when I'm going for leave, I've got those benefits, right? Self-development, what are you doing in your career, right? Extrinsicity, it's something that's going to come there. Salary increase, promotion, training and development, bursaries, voluntary, right? When you look at voluntary, we look at so many things that the employer will engage on. Business incentive, bonuses, awards. Those are parts of extrinsic motivation that motivates an employee. And these ones are intrinsic motivation that are built on, that motivate the employee without now anybody or a second person. Let's move on. Let's look at motivation for farm employees now. This is where we need to deal with. It refers to personal inner driving force. Remember, we must drive this thing to go to work in a farm. That enables a person to act and react without the presence of the external driving force. So now, when you're looking at towards the farm employee, it refers to personal inner driving force that enables a person to act and react without the presence of the external driving force. This is what we call motivation in terms of farm employees, right? Let's look at the expectation in terms of motivation. What the farm employees are expecting now at work? The worker to be employed effectively, the worker to be paid for the task performed, the worker to be treated well for the type of worker to be treated fairly irrespective of race or gender, the worker to be given respect as a human being. So these are the expectations of employees to motivate them in the workplace, right? Let's look at the role of the farmer or the manager for motivation. It's also known as management cycle steps. What you need to do if you are the farmer or the manager. The manager must spell out the results that are expected from the employee. The manager must offer assistance when it's needed by the employee. The manager must give the employee the chance to prove himself or herself. The manager must tell the employee about his or her work progress, which is also known as feedback. The manager must pay the employee according to the performance, right, of contribution in terms of your work, right? Remember, the manager must also pay the employee, right? That's what motivate the what you call the employee. But now you need to spell out what is required. You must get an assistant. You must given a chance to prove. You must also be given a feedback, and you must be also be paid according to the performance. Because in the workplace, you'll find there are people that are performing in terms of their standards, in terms of working, and those ones who are not performing are normal, and there are those ones who are lazy. Let's move to the next one. Let's look at factors of approach in terms of motivating the farm employees. Right. The first thing that I'm going to read is the farmer should be able to motivate the employees irrespective of employees' education, character, culture, anything, or gender or race. Right. These factors can motivate. These ones that we're going to deal with can motivate and also can demotivate farm employees if it's not used in a proper manner. So what we are dealing with what motivates the employees. But if we are not doing this, you will demotivate the employees. Right, let's look at the first one, the salary. You must give financial remuneration to employees. Status, allow individual position privilege. If you're the supervisor, give that space for the supervisor to do his job. Not because you are an owner or you're the manager. You just take charge of everything. Give them their status. Promotion, give change in position and responsibilities. Supervision, provide supervisor's guidance. Work itself, give conditional degree of work. Job security, provide personal feeling about the job. Let the employees feel that the job is being protected. Achievement recognition, praise the employees for good work. Give that smaller nyana things. Personal growth, give personal work maturity. And a person that has been employed for the longer term must have that to say, hey, this is the Bali from this company. He has been here for long, right? Give that recognition as well, right? In terms of maybe you can, when there is promotion and other stuff, and maybe those status, when you're giving them the indirect remuneration. We're going to deal with that one as well. Personal life factors, acknowledge personal work experiences together with challenges, right? Physical working conditions, provide good workplace environment. So if these factors have been applied positively, these are going to motivate the employees. But if they are applied in a negative manner, they are going to demotivate the farm employees. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to the summary of the lesson. We're saying motivation introduction. This summarizes the motivation of farm employees at the workplace, its importance, because we said it's important to do motivation, the types of motivation, intrinsicity and extrinsicity, the methods of motivation, how are you motivating them, in which way, and now the factors, right? These factors are coming from those methods that you are coming with, right? How are you applying them, right? It also gives the farm employees expectations, what employees are expecting to motivate them, to motivate them, and the role of the farmer and the manager using the steps. So you need to spell out, you need to give the the supervision. You must also allow them to do things by themselves in the workplace. So this is how we conclude in terms of our summary for our lesson 1 in module 3. Let's look back and see. We covered the factors of attitude in terms of approach. We also look at the expectations and the role of the manager when you are in charge of the employees in terms of motivating them. We also look at the method or the ways of motivating, where we're saying we're looking under the intrinsicity and we're looking at under extrinsicity. And then we explain what is intrinsicity and extrinsicity, motivation. We also look at the methods of influencing, which becomes the factors. And then we looked at the motivation of employees, that you need to do this for the employees to have that. Okay. We also looked at the motivation itself towards anybody, and then we look at differently towards the farm employees. Okay, I think we covered all our lesson goals. Okay, as I mentioned, I'm Mr. Ngubo. I was taking you through our module 1 part 1 in terms of our module 3, which is workforce motivation and motivation introduction, which is our module. Okay, for now I'll say thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day. I will see you when we're doing our lesson number 2. Thank you. Bye-bye.